What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another gold making video. So in today's video, we have a location that I featured I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks ago. When we normally do this farm, we do it in a group. It's a 5-man farm, and if you guys have paid attention to some of my recent mailbox cleanouts when I show you guys my sales, you've noticed the amount of WoD transmog that I'm selling. It's been insane, right? So this YouTube series, I'm pretty much doing all the popular 5-man farms, but I'm doing them solo. The reason why I'm doing that is because I constantly get the questions like, student, how good is this solo? How much gold can I expect to make solo? Is it even doable solo? And I've never really had the answer to that because I've never done it solo. So there's a bunch of those videos in the playlist if you guys want to watch them. But in today's video, we are looking at the this location right here in Spires of Arak, right under the Howling Crag, right? So the only thing that is very important that you guys get is a garrison with a level 2 trading post, because if you have that, you will be able to get these auction house parts, and they make a lot of gold. Like, when we do this in the 5-man farm, you usually get 5 completed modules, and that alone usually nets me like 100,000 gold an hour guaranteed, with the individual parts that you have remaining as well, because you don't have enough to make one complete module. So looking at this just solo, I got 7 of these auction house parts solo. Sadly though, I didn't get that one last part because you need 4 different parts to make one module. But even if I were just to sell these alone, it would be a decent amount of gold. But obviously, it's better to wait until you have like all the parts you need to craft a module instead. So yeah, get the trading post level 2 in your garrison, and you will be able to get these from the mobs at this location. Now, I do want to mention before we take a look at the loot and the results and all of that, that you guys can still grab the 0 to 10 million gold guide. And if you guys use the code Shadowlands, you will get it for 50% off. And a big thank you to everyone that has already picked it up. And this is the very exact book that will get automatically updated for Dragonflight. So no worries. If you've already bought the book, you will receive all the Dragonflight updates for free. And the same thing goes for the people buying the book now. I'm just going to automatically send you an email with the latest versions that features Dragonflight farms in them. And the book already has like a list of stuff that I'm stockpiling to take with me into Dragonflight to sell for a profit. So it's going to be linked down below in the description and also pinned comments. So as I said, I did this solo on my stream, right? And the results were pretty good. We had a couple of people that did this with me, so you guys can take a look at this. This is the list from the stream. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. We all did this solo. Number 2, Lawson had to quit because he got competition. And whenever there's competition killing the mobs, it will make the mobs spawn faster, right? So he had to quit when he was at 452 because that's when he got competition. But it's in market value. You can see it's like 400k plus. That's not included the auction house parts because it doesn't calculate common items. So everything that's a white item, like a common item like this, is not included. But the farm itself is super easy. You head over to the location like I showed you on the map, and you guys can see the density of mobs, right? Now, I'm doing this on a speed set tune that's running at over 200% movement speed, even in like owl form, not even in cat form, because I have a speed set on me. But the density is very good. You will never run out of mobs when you do this farm. However, after doing like 2 laps, making sure you've downed all the mobs, then there's definitely going to be less mobs to kill. You have to walk a bit until you reach the next mob that you can kill and so on. The density isn't like this constantly. The density is like this constantly if you do it in a group farm, because there might be mobs right now spawning on the other side of the area, right? But you have to walk over to him and kill him. But if you're here with 4 other people, there's always going to be someone on each section of this route killing mobs. So you guys can see right now, it's insane. Like, I can't even kill all the mobs because they're spawning so fast. But that tends to dull down a little bit, at least. But still, you will never run out of mobs. They spawn relatively fast, and you can keep it going like this for an eternity, right? But the question that you're all wondering about, is it worth doing solo? So before I started doing this farm, like, history tends to repeat itself. And in this series, every single farm that I've done that has involved transmog has actually been fairly good to do solo. But you are reliant on RNG. So you can always have those hours where you get dog shit and you won't really make any gold whatsoever, right? And the same thing really goes for this one, because this is the loot that I'm left with. And I was unlucky on loot, because I didn't get a single blue item. And there's a lot of blue items that can drop from these mobs that have a unique appearance, meaning that they don't share appearance with any other mobs or any other items in the game, right? But I didn't get any of those. I just got the green items. So I'm going to show you guys some examples of items that I'm keeping. So, for instance, you have the windswept sets. I tend to keep those items really high value. You have the Spire Strider. Always keep that set. Sold a ton of it. And then you have the Raven Down sets. Always keep that. Always keep the Varachi sets. And I definitely keep the Sun Scryer set. Those are all good items. So, also got some weapons like every now and then in between here that's like good enough to put up on the auction house. But overall, like, just because I firmly believe that everyone should have these, or like a big selection of WoW to transmog in the auction house. And this is by far the best way to get these specific sets and the specific blue items that these guys can drop. This is hands down the best way and the fastest way to acquire those items. So yes, if you top that off with the auction house parts, this is a very solid farm, and it should definitely be done solo. Like, look at the amounts of items that I'm left with after doing 1 hour of it. If you guys have done a lot of transmog farming in dungeons, you would know that there's no way you're realistically going to be left with this many items that's actually worth to throw up in the auction house. So it's a very good farm to fill up the auction house with. You make some steady gold in raw gold and the auction house parts, and you have that awesome RNG factor of, well, the greens and the auction house parts surely, but also with the blue items that these guys can drop. Some of them are very high in value, and there's some really cool looking blue weapons that you can get from this farm, like a Rib Smasher, Tree Cleaver. There's a bunch of them drops just off like orcs of this type in WoD, and they don't share appearance with anything else. So overall, great farm. And if you guys are excited for me to test out more 5-man farms solo, just make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, because in that way you will see these videos or be notified of these videos whenever I upload the videos. And you guys, if you want to, you can always join the VIP membership that I got going. It will pretty much just invite you to a separate Discord server that I have with only VIP members on it, kind of like a Patreon. And I upload all of my videos on that Discord before anyone else sees it, because like, it gets uploaded to the Discord and then it's made public on YouTube later on. And you also get prioritized invites to group farms. You get to join me on testing new farms and all of that. But that, together with the 0 to 10 million gold guide, is all going to be linked down below. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all of you back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.